My name is Megan Henley. I grew up right here in Knoxville. In high school, there was an FYI program which helps high schoolers kind of fill in the gaps that the lack of sex education in Tennessee leaves. I had several friends that were in that, and I was never a part of that, but I was always like, I want to be in something like this when I'm in college. And I think I always wanted to do something activism-wise in college, and this felt like a really worthy issue. In the state of Tennessee, there is not a required sex education. In fact, sex education legislation calls it family life curriculum. It only mentions consent twice, once to say you need parental consent to participate in your family life curriculum, the other time to say that you should know the age of consent in Tennessee. Our politicians, if they seem to think that human sexuality is a legitimate academic inquiry, they are not showing it through their legislation. They are not showing it through making sure that children are safe in high school, making sure that people have a firm understanding of consent when they get to college. I think that's always what Sex Week has been about filling in that gap that is left by the Tennessee General Assembly and by Tennessee laws. It was started by people who felt let down by this subpar sex education, this really abstinence-only education. I came to events my freshman year, and I went to stuff like Kegel for a Bagel, just stuff that was really empowering as a woman. We have been really indoctrinated to really fear speaking about sex, especially, every woman I've talked to who grew up in Tennessee education system has said they felt shameful and they felt like they couldn't even say the word sex. So I think it's really revolutionary what Sex Week is doing with allowing women to not only say the word sex, talk about sex, ask questions about sex, but also pursue their own pleasure as well. I think tension has kind of always been building, and I don't think it's really helped by our administrators at this university. Rather than standing up for us as students, as student programmers, they'd rather play their partisan politics and put their own morality into it, which is not how you're supposed to legislate, and it's not supposed to how you're supposed to run a university. I think the future of Sex Week has a lot of possibilities. We still plan, we're continuing to move forward. We're gonna decide the dates for next year's Sex Week after we finish this year's Sex Week. Buy our merchandise. We always sell the tanks and the t-shirts. Like us on social media, like our posts, share our posts. Attending our events always helps, always. Just really prove to this university and the administrators at this university how important this programming is and how necessary it is to people, not just on this campus, but in this community.